Yeah, so let's transition into fitness. Like, what role does fitness play when you begin lifestyle changes to become more of a holistic person? How do you plug that in?
Well, the fitness for me is, I tell people, get your butt outside, connect with nature. That's your fulcrum. Definitely, as far as, I definitely recommend weight training. I'm not too fond of the cardiovascular stuff, just because I think for most people it's, I think it's maybe they could better use their energy and time, maybe going power walking, maybe doing the weights. But the cardio for a lot of people is not very fun. And what I see, it becomes more of a chore. And I tell people, don't do things that are not going to be pleasant. Do things that are pleasant. So what I tell people is, go connect with nature. Go put a backpack on, put some weight in it, and go power walking. And go, whether you're on the beach, you're in the forest, and connect with nature, because that's your lifeline. We need that energy. We need that, we need that connection to nature to be healthy. It's actually more nourishing than food, being connected on Mother Earth. What I tell people is, go ground, go sit your butt on the planet and watch what happens to your life. If you do that 3 to 5 times a week, you're going to notice miracles in how you feel, because the planet is cleansing, it's grounding, it's purifying. But most people are in their house, they're behind computers and cell phones. They never connect with Earth, and then they wonder why they're off. If you want to be balanced, you have to connect with the planet. A lot of the indigenous cultures lived on the ground in tribes close to nature, because they know that that's the lifeline. And all I know is I've had people have miracles just by doing one practice of going out in nature 3 times a week, and even just sitting on a rock or sitting in your grass. Within 20 minutes, you are a new being. It's like Mama Earth just invigorates you. Your moods go away. But we need that lifeline. We need that. It's almost like, the Asians call it chi, and in Ayurveda they call it prana. The Hawaiians call it mana. It's all about life force, energy. You need it, and the biggest power pack is the planet.
Yeah.
So go outside, go ground, be active. Yes. So I recommend that people do things that are fun. Don't do things that are, because I see people on the treadmill and they're just kind of like, oh my God, I really don't want to be here. And I can just tell them in their face. So go do something else. Go play tennis. Go play basketball. Go do Pilates. Go throw a Frisbee. But be active, but do it in nature, so you're getting the benefit of both. Because sports also, if you really enjoy it, brings up energy too. So that's my deal on fitness. Definitely do it, but do things that are fun and that are going to make you happy, instead of doing things that are, kind of like, kind of more of a chore.
Yeah. So as a parent, because parents always want to put their kids in all these different types of activities, and sometimes the kids like them, sometimes they don't. Is it better just to listen to the child when the child says, hey, I'm more interested in doing Taekwondo than I am doing whatever the case may be? Like, how important is that for the parent to just let the child do what they want to do, because the child's naturally going to excel in something they're more interested in, right?
Well, that's the deal, is give your child free will, because in giving them that free will, they get to learn what they really like and don't like. And I see way too many parents impose their will of, I want you to be this baseball player. And sometimes I can even I look at the kid and they're like, they're not really into this. So let them discover what they love. Let them be a free sovereign being. But when they do discover what they really like, they will partake in it. And I'll give you my example. I played soccer when I was a kid. And I liked it, and I ran circles around everyone. I was one of the fastest kids ever, whether it was track, whether it was football. I just ran by everybody. Okay, that's just who I am. So all of a sudden one day, I discovered hockey. And ever since that point, I just fell in love with the game, and I just knew that this is my thing. And not only that, I excelled at the game. I created miracles when I played. For me, it was like this. I was so present and focused and so passionate about the game that I literally bent space, time, and physics of some of the goals I scored. And people were like, how did he just – because I was so in love with scoring that it literally transformed everything, not only my being, but even the way I played, but even the whole arena changed. It was almost like this mystical experience. I can't explain it. But my point is let your kids discover their passions, and then – support them in whatever they choose. And it might be something totally off the wall. It might be playing the violin. But a lot of kids some kids are artistic. Some kids are auditory. Some kids love music. Some kids are, they love creating with their hands, clay and stuff. But let them decide, not you. Let's stop imposing our will on their kids. Let's let them discover, again, their fulcrum, but let's let their gifts come out naturally. And for me, when I played hockey, it was magical. I created magic. I was like one of the leading scorers. I was captain. I created miracles on the ice because I was so in love with the game. And for me, it drove me. It made me more confident. And you could just tell when I was out there because of the way I played. So what I'm saying is every kid has their own uniqueness, but they also have their own unique preferences. Let them discover that and then support them in that. And allow them to partake in that, even if it means they come home late, even if it means they got to travel, that they need that nourishment. And so don't deprive them of that, please.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic because there's so many studies about just allowing kids to be on, play sports, or whatever they decide to do because it's more therapeutic. I was talking to someone in our last episode. She does substance abuse counseling with children, and she talked about how when you take kids who have these substance abuse problems and you put them in an environment that they're excited about, all those things fall off by the wayside. They're no longer interested in their substances because the substances are masking, like you said, them being their true selves, but they just can't do it. So they cover it with substance.
Yeah.
As a way to cope with not being able to be who they are.
There you go. That's what they're doing. All addictions are numbing, trying to numb those. I call it being incongruent. When you're incongruent, it's kind of like, you're trying to drive your car and you got, 3 flat tires and the rims are all bent. You're not going anywhere, and it's going to create misery for that kid or that person. So you need to that's how kids find their focus. Let them live life. Let them experience. Let them make their mistakes. They will eventually find their fulcrum of who they are. Once they do that, you're looking at a very powerful, empowered being. They're going to go out and create miracles. So sports is one link to a kid's expansion, to gaining more confidence, getting healthier, but also a connection with other people. Especially for me, I played ice hockey. I had teammates. And it's kind of cool when you're all on the mission. We were like warriors, going to battle and putting pucks in the net and winning. But that celebration is also needed. You need that connection with others, And I think sports brings out the best qualities and probably one of the best panaceas for literally catapulting someone's evolution, expansion, confidence is just being involved in sports that you love. And when you're good at it, it's just a magical feeling. When I played ice hockey, I was literally in heaven, and I had no thinking mind, and I was literally. It was better than being in a toy store for a kid. It was just so blissful, but that gave me more confidence. It helped to expand my life, and I actually started coming out of my shell because as a kid and as I got into hockey and in high school and in college, more confidence and then it's like. It's an energy booster, but it's a whole life booster. And eventually it can catapult some kids go pro and stuff. And that's, a fantastic dream for some kids. They want to go pro. But all I know is sports is one of the greatest catapults of expansion, evolution. And especially for a kid who's got some issues, it might have some issues at home. For me, sports saved me. If it wasn't for sports, I probably would have wound up like most kids. Lost, confused, drugs, drinking. And I personally could say I've never done drugs because I was so juiced up with hockey, and hockey became my lifeline, and it saved me because at home, mom and dad, little disharmony, they grew up in rough times and they just didn't know how to communicate. So for me, I had to have something, and sports was my savior. And sports kept me out of drugs, kept me out of drinking. And when I went to college, it helped me to excel. And now I'm doing what I'm doing because I maintain balance and grounding. And if I had gone the other way, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. So the deal is sports is a panacea for a lot of kids, and they need that expression.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing because I'm a parent, and so what I've learned is when I allow my kids to explore and play sports or do art club or whatever they decide they want to do, it really invigorates me as a parent because it takes me back to the things that I'm passionate about because I get so caught up in work or I get caught up in this and that. But it also heals me too. So I think when a lot of parents enforce their will on kids and start to suppress kids with the things they want them to do, if they would just reverse that, let the kids be, I think it would heal them as well. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, you're right on, bro. That's a great observation. Yes. So that's my other point is, as your kid goes, the rest of the family goes, because if your kid's blissed out and they're happy, it's naturally going to ripple out and affect you. And everyone's been through their own stuff. It could actually help to heal you of what you didn't get as a child. Literally, your kid can be your savior just by allowing them to be who they are, and just loving them, even if they bring drama to your house, and even if they bust your walls, even if they make a mistake. If you can just look at them and still say, I still love you, it's okay, I'm here to support you. If you can just be that way with your kid, they will create miracles, but your life will change too.
Oh,
and you will feel better. And that's what I'm saying. It benefits the entire family when you can just relax. It's okay. Your kids will figure it out. And sometimes you ain't going to like it. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's okay. I know. You believe me. I know it's like, but you can't control anybody, and you can't impose your will, because you do that. All this they can feel it as an energy. They feel it as, and then they wind up resenting you. And now they're going to go off and do things behind your back and not tell you. Whereas if you just chill and honor them and relax, it benefits the entire family.
Thank you for listening to this session of TheraFit. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, holisticfamilysolutions.com, to your friends and colleagues. Be sure to check out the archive section of our website for previous podcasts. This has been an HFS production. Join us next time for another edition of TheraFit.